Hello YouTubers, Joe Kersey here about 3:30 in the afternoon Eastern Daylight Time on Wednesday, June 25th, 2014. Today, I'm in a rather down state again, I'm afraid, unfortunately. A friend of mine is, he's presumably returned home safely to Columbus today. But a friend of mine and I were emailing back and forth, last night and actually early into this morning. I guess you can email from the airplane now, you know. He's emailing me while I was on the plane. And this has happened to me my entire life, and that's, and the internet has just made it worse. Some offhand remark had cascaded out of my brain and down through my fingers under the keyboard about some remark he had made in an email to me, and I said something about it being unclear syntax, and so we were off to the races. Good grief. What a can of worms I unwittingly unleashed, quite unintentionally. Oh, you apologize and you explain, and you apologize, you explain, you apologize, you explain. I mean, what the heck more can you do? As I said, I've done this I have said stuff all my life that I have no idea. I have no idea. Well, I certainly have no idea how it's going to affect people. I certainly don't intend for it to affect people the way it does affect people. No, if I knew it was going to affect people that way, I wouldn't say it at all. I was just making an observation. Good grief, what a crap storm. Well, you can only apologize so many times, what are you going to do? So in the end, I told him a story. And the story was this. I like to tell stories, you know that. You all know that. When my mother was either like 4 or 5, let's just say she was 5. And her next oldest sister was 9, and then her oldest sister would have been 13. They all slept in the same room, I think in 2 beds, in one bedroom. Well, I said same room, that's redundant. And this would have been around 1914, 1915. In Blanchester, Ohio, and at night they would often lie awake on their bed and look out the window, particularly on brightly moonlit nights, and watch the honey dipper man go down the alley. Now, the honey dipper man was the guy that he had a wagon, and he'd go down the alley and he would open the doors, the back panels of the outhouses there in the alley, and shovel out the human crap. into his wagon, and he'd take it off somewhere and do something with it. And he called him the honey dipper. I've heard a couple of other terms for it, but that's what my mother and her sisters called this guy. And clearly, you're not going to attract the highest level or caliber of individual to do this job, although that's not necessarily the case. But in general, you don't. And plus, to do this job, you really have to be almost one little centimeter away from being insensate with drink in order to tolerate the stink. I don't know how these poor so-and-sos in India do it. In any case, Honey Dipper Man's going down the alley, and he was particularly talkative that night, and they could hear him, and of course they used to get a huge kick out of listening to him, nudge, 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 nudge. And so while he was stopped behind their outhouse, he decided he had to take a leak, so he took a leak. And it seems that while he was taking a leak, he urinated on his hoe handle. And, whereupon he loudly declaimed, addressing his appendage, "Now look what you did on that hoe handle, you." And so I wrote this story to my friend, and I said, right about now I feel like I've just pissed on my hoe handle. And then I said, "Are we still good?" And I have not heard anything back. So we shall see, I guess, on that one. Well, hell, all you do is try. Just try. Okay, well, there's that. Meanwhile, actually, look, Paul's home. Well, there we are. Any news, Paul?
Yep. Not today. Well, the girl in the laundry, she thought the other new houseman quit, but he didn't. He had to take his kid to the doctor. But he told her, "I'm quitting," and he left.
No.
So,
Perhaps he meant quitting for the day?
right, he was just quitting for the day.
Ah, okay. All right. We have water in the basement. It's not that deep. The humidifier's cut off. I haven't been down there to look at it yet.
Ugh.
Anyway, I didn't mean to interrupt your flow.
That's alright, that was it.
Okay. Well, excuse me. On that note, YouTubers, I'm going to just sort of shut up. Alrighty, bye-bye now.